Welcome everyone. Today I want to spark a brief but important conversation about climate change. The image you see here sums up a dangerous narrative often pushed when it comes to the climate crisis. A sign saying nothing to see here, hovering over Earth in a vast, indifferent universe. It suggests complacency, denial and inaction. In this presentation, we will look back at some of the root causes along with present issues and some developments in climate change and what we can all do to help. So let's look back. It's getting hot in here. Ice cores are like time capsules of the Earth's atmosphere, trapping air bubbles that reveal greenhouse gas levels over thousands of years. The data is clear. Over the past 350 years, greenhouse gases, like carbon dioxide, have risen dramatically, coinciding with industrialisation. Next, we look at ocean sediments. These offer a long-term climate archive, and they show us that the current carbon dioxide levels are the highest they've been for over 2 million years. This is a stark reminder of how unprecedented our current situation is. Earth has gone through natural cycles of ice ages and warming periods, but today's warming is different. It's happening at an accelerated rate due to human activities such as burning fossil fuels and deforestation. Finally, sea levels are rising faster than ever before. Historically, sea levels fluctuated with the advance and retreat of ice sheets. Now, melting ice and thermal expansion from warming oceans are causing significant and lasting changes impacting coastal areas worldwide. Together, these indicators, ice cores, ocean sediments, ice ages and sea levels, paint a clear picture the Earth's climate is changing faster than ever before, and the time to act is now. Now, it's not just about the environment. It's about the future of our planet and humanity's responsibility to protect it. As the title says, never turn your back on Mother Earth. Human activity has drastically contributed to climate change, particularly through the burning of fossil fuels, which release greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. Let me highlight some critical moments in our journey. In 1958, scientists first detected rising CO2 levels due to fossil fuels, a warning that few listened to. In 1967, the first ever climate model was developed, showing how human actions could change the Earth's climate. In 1992, governments took global steps by agreeing to the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change, recognising the urgent need for action. In 2006, the Stern Review showed the devastating economic consequences of ignoring climate change, projecting a potential 20% drop in global GDP. In 2013, CO2 concentrations in the atmosphere surpassed 400 parts per million, a dangerous milestone. These moments tell a story of knowledge, warnings, and unfortunately inaction, but this is not where the story has to end. As the powerful quote by Albert Einstein reminds us, the world will not be destroyed by those who do evil, but by those who watch without doing anything. Change is possible, but only if we take responsibility. Every small action counts, reducing emissions, supporting sustainable policies, and holding leaders accountable. Don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Isn't just the name of a song, it's a call to action. Today, I'll take you through 3 critical environmental crises: flooding, deforestation, and fossil fuel dependency. These issues are interconnected, and if we don't act now, we risk irreversible damage to our planet. Flooding. The rising waters in the first image are a clear warning. Flooding is becoming more severe and driven by climate change and poor urban planning. Coastal communities are disappearing and millions of lives are at risk. Like the stop sign in the image, we need to pause and rethink how we manage our environment. Restoring wetlands and protecting natural flood barriers are key steps towards creating resilience. We don't have a plan B for our planet. Deforestation. The second image reminds us how much time we're losing, literally and figuratively. Each tree ring symbolises years of growth, now reduced to a memory, with every forest destroyed. Trees are essential for absorbing carbon and stabilising ecosystems, but deforestation is wiping out these natural defences. We must prioritise reforestation and sustainable land use before we lose more than we can recover. Fossil fuels. The final image challenges us to rethink our energy sources. Fossil fuels are driving the climate crisis, and continuing to fund them is like pouring fuel on a fire. We must shift to renewable energy, solar, wind, and other sustainable solutions. It's not just about stopping the damage, it's about building a cleaner, more sustainable future. Now let's talk about space technology. The Only Way Is Up reflects how satellites in orbit are providing critical insights to protect our planet. Currently, over 150 satellites monitor Earth, acting as our eyes in the sky. They collect data that proves global warming is happening and are key to enforcing international agreements like the Paris Agreement. These satellites are invaluable for tackling climate change in several ways. First, they monitor ocean temperatures, helping us understand global warming's impact on marine ecosystems. Second, they measure rising sea levels, which are crucial for predicting coastal flooding. Third, satellites track deforestation, supporting conservation efforts worldwide. They also monitor greenhouse gas emissions, identifying regions where action is most needed. Finally, satellites excel at forecasting natural disasters, giving us vital time to prepare and save lives. In short, space technology is a powerful ally in the fight against climate change. By leveraging this data, we must make informed decisions that take meaningful action to secure our planet's future. This is David Bellamy, a passionate botanist and environmentalist who inspired countless people to care about nature. But Bellamy's career took a sudden turn when he voiced controversial views on climate change. The phrase above him, "I fought the law and the law won," captures a broader question. Is cancel culture silencing free speech and critical thinking in our society? David Bellamy was once a beloved TV presenter and scientist. However, when he publicly challenged the prevailing consciousness on climate change, the backlash was swift and unrelenting. Overnight, he became a pariah in the academic and broadcasting communities. Bellamy's case illustrates the risk of expressing unpopular views in a culture where dissent often leads to personal and professional ostracism. His experience makes us wonder, do we now live in a world where one misstep or one contradictory opinion can erase an entire legacy of good work? When it comes to climate change, it's easy to feel powerless. But here's the truth. Every small action we take makes a difference, and together those actions add up to real change. So what can we do? Let's dive into a few simple yet impactful ways. First, think about what you use and waste. It's not just about recycling, it's about reducing what we consume in the first place. Second, cut back on energy use at home. Switch to energy-saving bulbs, unplug devices when you're not using them, and be mindful of your thermostat. Even small changes like drying your clothes on a rack instead of a dryer can save tons of energy over time. Next, consider how you get around. Cars are one of the biggest sources of emissions. If you can, walk, bike, or take public transport. If driving is a must, try carpooling or exploring electric or hybrid vehicles. Then there's what's on your plate. Did you know food choices have a big impact? Eating more plant-based meals, even if it's just once or twice a week, conserves water, reduces emissions, and supports a sustainable planet. Finally, speak up. Support leaders and policies that prioritise clean energy and sustainable practices, and don't underestimate the power of conversations. Share what you know with friends and family. The more people take action, the bigger the impact. The climate crisis can feel huge, but hope lies in what we can do together. Each small step brings us closer to a healthier planet. So let's get started. Thank you very much for listening.